Very good to be back here. My name is Man.Utd. This is Fanbase, and as usual, we sit down with some of the finest football minds in Lagos or anywhere in the world, Nigeria to be precise. And it's a significant fan base here today. You can see what I'm waving here. Yeah, happy Independence Day, Nigeria. So it's fine and safe to call this Independent Edition fan base or fan base Independence Day edition. Yeah, I think that works well. All right, so we will be back after this break. Remember, my guest is in the house. We are in his house today. He's one of the finest minds on Nigerian radio. You must have heard him. There's no way you have a radio in this country that ain't have heard his name. I won't say his name, but right after this break, you find out who is my guest today on this beautiful, beautiful Independent Day edition of Fanbase. Hey people, we go way back, alright? My guest and I, we go way, way back. This is one of the top lads on Nigerian radio, of course. His name is Bola Olajide. Bola, how are you doing?
I'm good. And it's
Bloodline. It's good to see you, man. It's good to see us together. So good to see you, my brother.
Good to see you, bro. And
How you been, man? You're doing so well.
yeah,
Great stuff.
we're trying to, hustle.
There are levels to these things. When you say we are trying, now we try.
We're not there yet. But we thank God for the progress. and
Absolutely,
growth,
absolutely.
And we thank God for staying consistent.
But have you been impressed so far by the level of play of the English Premier League so far this season? It was match day 7. During the course of the week, we saw some games, including the one we saw most recently, Manchester United taking on Arsenal. But overview, 7 games so far, it looks as if we already know where this particular pendulum will swing.
Yeah, and I also remember telling a friend before the end of last season that this season is still going to be about the best 2 teams, which is Liverpool and Manchester City. And after 7 games, you can't really pick an outstanding performer different from Man City and Liverpool. And you look at Liverpool, 7 matches, maximum points, 21 points. It tells a story. Because when you look at the Premier League over the years, when you start well, you almost likely will finish well. And that's what Liverpool have done. So which other team will challenge? Definitely Manchester City. But overall, when it comes to the performance of the Premier League, I have been impressed with some of the teams, apart from the Cities and the Liverpool teams. So I've been impressed, and I think there's more to look forward to.
Absolutely, more to look forward to. Indeed, we saw 31 goals scored in this match today. Week 5 happened in one game, including one team that you mentioned earlier, Leicester City. They took on Newcastle, and that was the highest scoring game in the league in the match week, of course. 3 draws and 2 away wins. This particular 2 teams, they don't have home or away, Liverpool and Man City, do they?
They don't care.
But they don't care, they don't care. In fact, the only teams that are beating Man City more at home than Everton happen to be Liverpool. Liverpool have 13 points, 13 wins, at home against Man City. Everton has 10. Every time Everton plays Man City, it looks as if it's going to be at the goal scene, of course. It looks as if it's going to be a very difficult game. But Man City were made to wait, work, and patient, for that particular win right there.
The game was good, but it wasn't a true reflection when you look at the final score. City 3, Everton 1.
Yeah.
That's not a true reflection. Everton had numerous chances to at least get a point or even win. They couldn't convert. And when you don't take your chance against a good team, you will almost likely be punished eventually. And that was what happened. We saw Norwich defeat Manchester City because they took their chances. Everton had chances. I can count Calvert Lewin. He had chances to score. Even Yerimi now, when he had a chance to to score. Well, you have to also give the credit to the goalkeeper of Manchester City, Ederson, who made good saves. But when it mattered, when they were pushing for that equalizer at 2-1, Raheem Sterling had a chance through the substitute Aguero, and they scored. That's the difference between a world-class team and a team aiming to be big or get bigger.
Absolutely.
So you just have to take your chances. So it was actually close. But when you look at the 2-goal margin at full time, you feel City dominated. No, they didn't, because Everton just bottled it.
Speaking about dominate and domination, Liverpool, 7 points, 7 matches, maximum value, 21 points. Last season they lost just 1 game and they lost to City, and that was the Achilles heels going forward. Is it another season where they will go down to the wire? Because that 5 points, I'm sure Klopp is telling his boys, man, I no go. These boys, they come for back. This City team look quite good, and eventually when their good players come back all fit, at the end of the day, Paul, I want you to x-ray this. Liverpool team, I was arguing with somebody one time. I said, the Liverpool has a good first 11.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about their bench. The times where Firmino and the likes of Divock is now injured, Shaqiri is in and out of the team. As against the Man City side that Leroy Sané can't even get in.
Well, it looks like a problem.
Okay.
When you don't have strong players on the bench. But this is why I don't think it's a problem.
Okay.
They had a similar squad from last year. They lost a game all season. It's not a problem. It will be a problem when some of their regulars go out for a long time. If they avoid that, they will be there or thereabouts in May. It's as simple as ABC. The core of the team is still there. We saw them play the Champions League final. They won it. They were second, lost the title by, was it 1 or 2 points against Manchester City?
Yeah.
They still have the same number of players, and they were the better side last season. Forget City winning the league. I think they were better. I hate to say this. I'm a Manchester United fan, but I've been impressed with Liverpool. I know we'll come to Manchester United. It's heartbreaking what they're doing at the moment, but we'll be back. So sticking with Liverpool, I've been impressed. I love the way they play. I love their manager, and I think he's finally cracked it. When he started, he struggled, but he's gotten that right mix and blend from the experienced players, from the ones with potential, and the way they play. So, if you don't like Liverpool now, then you must be an antagonist,
Sure.
or you just want to, be, be blinded about what they do, because we all see it and they play so well.
Yeah.
So, it's a work that has, yielded benefits, and this year, Klopp may not come out to admit it, but their targets will be to win the Premier League.
Bola already let the cat out of the bag. Bola is a huge Manchester United fan. We are both Manchester United fans.
Sadly, at the moment.
Sadly at the moment. But when you fall in love, you stay in love. Yeah.
Yeah,
well, hey,
of course.
This is not a good love. It is a marriage. Manchester United against Arsenal at the Old Trafford. Drab first half in a way, but that one lit up bread by goal by Scott McTominay. But in all of this, it looks as if Ole is still not. You said something about Klopp. He cracked it.
Yeah.
It's going to take a long while for Ole to crack it. It's looking like that.
Okay, let me start with Ole before going back to the match that we saw last night. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is Manchester United manager, and I have to say that because Manchester United are arguably the biggest club in the world. It comes with a lot of responsibility and pressure. Pressure weighs more than responsibility at a club like Manchester United. And talking about cracking it, I'm not sure. And I will say what I said when he was given the job on a permanent basis. It's a very big shoe to fill to be Manchester United manager.
It is indeed.
Cracking it, I'm not sure. Klopp had it going well for him based on what he's done in the past. He's worked at some of the best sides in Europe, won the league with Dortmund against the Bayern Munich, so he had a track record. Solskjaer, for me, coached Mulder, went to Cardiff, back to United. If you have gone to like Everton, I could say, okay, jump. It's huge. And I see it becoming so difficult. And I'll say this because it's a fan show.
Yeah,
we're on the fan base. So
we're on the fan base.
I have to say it again when it comes to the decision making at Manchester United. And I keep wondering, why is the treatment for Solskjaer different from what Jose Mourinho had? And this is how I can explain it.
Tell me.
When Jose Mourinho was manager, he was mandated to win the league with the squad he had. We all know there are better teams who can win the league. But Mourinho, as a serial winner, wanted to win the league. And that's why he kept on saying that one of his best achievements as a football manager was finishing second behind Manchester City, because he knew what he had to be able to be the best when you compare with the rest of the team, because City were just in another world. He was mandated to win the league. Looked impossible. Solskjaer hasn't been mandated to win the league. So why was Mourinho not mandated to just steady the ship? Don't put yourself under pressure. Get top 4 and let's stay relevant. I don't rate Solskjaer. I'm sorry to say United fans don't love him. I do not rate him.
You're not sorry. I'm sorry. I'm also not sorry. I'm both not sorry. I don't rate him either.
I don't rate him. People will say, you're sounding like a sports record. You're a big Mourinho fan. You never let go. But this is the truth. When you look at Jose Mourinho as a manager, he's a tactical warhead.
True.
He tinkers his team, he looks at tactics, he looks at details, and these things are not hidden in football matches. You look at it and you're sure that Mourinho is doing something. This is what he's trying to do. You will see it clearly, and that's what coaches should do. Ferguson, you will know that this is what Ferguson is trying to do. when you don't see it,
What
he
do you
does
see?
it and you see it.
Then you ask, what do you see Solskjaer
I do
doing?
not see it. I do not see anything that he does. And, you know, still sticking with Mourinho. See, I like Pep Guardiola.
Yeah.
He's a good manager.
Yeah.
But I still feel Pep Guardiola is overrated or overhyped.
It's a luxury, man.
And I'll tell you why. You know, we need to say it
luxury,
as it is. At times we talk on the radio, we try to be professional and objective.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm in the right platform to say
Yes,
it the
you
way I
are.
want to
Yes,
say
you are.
it. Pep Guardiola is good. I won't say this on the radio, by the way. But you know, Pep Guardiola is a good manager. But I haven't seen so many matches live in England, especially for the Premier League. I concluded that players determine how coaches will fare. If you don't have that squad and you get results, it's now down to the manager, which I've seen Mourinho do.
All right then. So, what a way to do the review of the games of last week. And what
Sorry, I'm so sorry, I'm passionate.
And what a way to also, you're allowed. I mean, this is the right place. It's Fanbase after all, so you can let it all out. So, what a way to review the games from last week, match week 7, and what a way to talk about the things that have been happening in the English Premier League. So let's go for a quick break. As usual, when we come back, it's time for him to tell me how his FPL team fared, last weekend. My own team, as usual, Lano FC. It didn't work too well according to plan, but let's just see if I thought we did better between Bola and Juan. Nice. Stick around. We'll be right back. Oh, well, this is still Fanbase and it's still Independent Day Show, the Independent Fanbase, if you want to put it that way. Babajide still here with my G, Bolarinwa Olajide. It's time to talk about FPL now. And remember that you can also follow this conversation on all our social media platforms right there on your screen. Yeah, look up. 9 days scroll, so yeah, he did here. It's going to be there shortly for you to just join the conversation. FPL now, and you know what, guys? Bolarinwa has an FPL show, so I think he's the go-to person, for FPL. But let's look at what our pointers are for this conversation. KDB, point master this season so far, assists every time coming through for teams. Is a man to go for this week.
Definitely, is a man to go for. I actually brought him in was it 2 or 3 weeks back? Because he was pulling up numbers, and you know when KDB gets into that mood, he hardly stops. My only regret from the last week is not captaining him. I was stuck between Heung-min Son and KDB. I eventually went for Son, who had just 1 assist. KDB had 2 assists, meaning he scored more points than Son. But KDB is a must-have. When you look at the FPL this season, he's had more points than Salah, Sterling, and even Pukki. So KDB is a must-have. I already sold Sterling. KDB is that man.
Is Pukki a scam? Then I said that guy, if he's watching Pukki, if I catch you.
If you see him, if you give him one knock.
Are you joking me? That guy got everybody sweat. Oh, Pukki's here. The Pukki, the Pukki man.
Let me tell you something about Pukki.
Pukki lies in everything.
When he started, I didn't have Pukki at start of season. It was a player I was watching. But when I set my team for the first week, I couldn't fit in Pukki. I had to go for Che Adams, the Southampton striker. I regret. I should have stuck with Pukki. So when it started, when people were going for Pukki, I'm like, this looks like a bandwagon. From experience, that run will stop. But we don't know when. I waited. Babasi they score. I now stood for him. I got value, but I knew at some point it's going to stop, and it has now stopped. But it doesn't mean that Pukki won't be back scoring.
Absolutely.
I'm not sure it's a good idea to sell him now because when he starts scoring, so many managers will still own him. So I will stick with him for now.
You know what I did? I never had Pukki. I just got Pukki this week.
And he hasn't returned for it.
And he hasn't even played anything because I was waiting because I knew it was going to be a bandwagon thing. The reason why I went for Pukki this week is because he plays Aston Villa this weekend, and they're at home. And then there's
so
a
you
chance
can't sell him now.
Exactly. So I just took him in, and then I had Jordan Ayew. God, if I catch that guy, Jordan Ayew, if I catch you, that guy. The last time he scored was against Man United.
I think he scored the week after.
And then he
that
scored
was against Aston Villa.
And
he scored against Aston Villa.
Nothing.
Yes, he hasn't done.
No assist, no scores, nothing.
You know what? One thing about fantasy, you need to look at the fixtures and look at players who will be there in the long run.
Absolutely.
I won't buy an Ayew because he may not even start. When other players in the team are playing well, he may just find himself on the bench.
And it's cheap actually.
Yeah, it's cheap, but I don't think it's one player I want to trust for the long run.
All right, so let's talk about what our own league looks like. That's Fanbase with Babajide. We're looking forward to you joining as well. The code is on your screen. You can still join. I mean, forget the fact that you'll be at the bottom of the table, but the truth is you get to accumulate points because everybody at a point was at the bottom. On our own table, Fulu Karonwi is number 1, Bounty Hunter FC. He has 77 points, highest ranking points this week. Behind him on that point for game week is Blazer FC Biodun Goriola 73 points. Meanwhile, in second place on the table is YOLO FC, George Uchendu's YOLO FC, 38 points, 307 total points. Sabrain of Manx as well had 49 points. Myself, which happened to be my own league. It's okay. I am in fourth place right now. I had 49 points. I'm going to analyze my team very shortly. But before we go into my team, let's talk about your team. Let's see what your team looks like. How many points did you amass this week?
Well, I had 52 points. The average was 51 points. And when I was watching the previous episodes of Fanbase, I saw the code for your league and I joined. And when I joined, I'm like, by next week I'll be top because I looked at the person topping. I have more points than the person topping
already.
So I will likely top your group when I'm eventually put in. So you just wait till next weekend. And if I have a good,
but you're proud.
I know.
You're proud.
I always do well in FPL, but somehow this season I haven't started well. It's been difficult. I haven't cracked it yet. And just imagine if I had captain KDB, it would have been better. So I'm looking forward to it to compete.
Yeah, so please do well to join our coach, just like Bolarima said he will shortly. We'll go for a quick break and it's time to talk predictions and previews. We've got 2 big games this particular weekend and that's what we're talking about. It's been a tremendous, absolutely enthralling conversation with my G Bolarima Olajide. And guess what? This is Fanbase. We'll be right back. This is where we breast the tape. It's the cotton fall on Fanbase. I hate to see you leave the particular show right now, but hey, we have to do this. It's preview and predictions. There are 2 games for us this week. There are other games this particular week, not to say, but we're looking at just 2 main games. Let's just take you through what the fixtures will look like in the English Premiership this weekend. Brighton and Wolves will play Tottenham Hotspur. Burnley will play Everton. Liverpool will play Leicester City. We'll be talking about that game shortly. Norwich City will play Aston Villa in the Championship teams battle. Team that has just got promoted. Watford in a rot these days will play against Sheffield United, who gave a good account of themselves against Liverpool. West Ham United will play Crystal Palace on Sunday. Bournemouth with Callum Wilson will go to Arsenal. Manchester City will host Wolves, and Wolves maybe could be on the back of their first win of the season in the league. Southampton will play Chelsea, and Newcastle will play Manchester United in another featured game. So 1 game Saturday, 1 game Sunday for us. Liverpool, Leicester. Homecoming for Brendan Rodgers. How do you think he'll be received?
Well, he did so well. Liverpool were close to winning the league when he had Suarez, Gerrard, and the like. So the Anfield fans love him and they will welcome him. They won't be booing him. That I can assure you. Coming to Anfield, a very difficult place to go to. The Liverpool side playing well. No other winner for me than Liverpool.
Okay, so Newcastle, Manchester United, battle of 2 teams that are currently very, very useless. No disrespect. Newcastle United still struggling right there with Steve Bruce. The fans cannot get over Rafa Benitez leaving them, and the fact that the hierarchy has not really thrown their weight behind, the club. And then Manchester United are going on the back. You said something earlier which I really must commend. United does not know home or away. They don't disappoint you anywhere. It's like it's like a disgrace waiting to happen.
It's a loss waiting to happen.
Exactly. You just don't know. So, but what do you think this will swing? You didn't give me your numbers for Liverpool.
Liverpool 3-1.
Okay,
Liverpool to win.
But I think 3-0. That's what I think. But hey, he knows best.
I do not know. It's just a prediction. So for Newcastle United against Man United, Newcastle are just coming out of a very bad loss against Leicester City. They need a performance for the fans, and the judges, like they call them, of Newcastle United, we saw the way they were still singing when they were losing to Leicester. Now imagine the singing and the intimidating atmosphere of the St. James's Park against a United side. What other motivations do the fans need but to try to help their team to beat a very bad Manchester United side? So United should be better, but they haven't shown that this season. And because of that, even when they had better managers, they always go to Newcastle United and get intimidated. So it will be difficult for me to easily say United will win. And like I said, difficult to predict what United will do in football matches. Good that Rashford is back. At least they have a goal scorer, even though I'm not convinced yet. But it looks like it's going to be a score draw between the 2 sides. So
1-1?
Yes, 1-1 my prediction.
Well, I think United maybe could crack it this time around and pick 2-1. Both of us can't be against United, unfortunately. One of us has to keep believing. He still believes, but definitely.
Do you remember the last time United won an away game?
I actually don't remember.
It's a long time. Almost going to a year now. In fact, the last away game they won was in the Champions League against PSG. They haven't won away since March. So it's hard for me to see them ending that poor
I
drive
agree.
against Newcastle
I
United.
will see
It's
United
difficult.
away wins still. United away wins
We'll
still.
wait and see them.
God help us FC.
DNEFC.
DNAFC. It's been a tremendous, absolutely enjoyable edition of Fanbase. I can't wait for the next edition. It just keeps getting better. It's like a gift that keeps giving. And we want to thank you very much for being part of the show. Please do want to subscribe to our channel for content like this. Please, we will see you again next week with another freshly made, freshly baked edition of Fanbase. My name is Man.Utd and of course, happy Independence Day, Nigeria. We love you. You love Nigeria, yeah? But
I believe in Nigeria.
oh, you don't? Okay. I believe in Nigeria too.
Exactly. I'll leave it
Peace.
at that.
Bye for now, guys.